What's up, replay viewers? What viewers? How are you? Facebook, hello, how are you? Hope everybody's having a good day on this Saturday. Wendy, what's up? How's everybody doing today? Facebook is saying the connection is weak. That's not cool. Oh, I didn't use hashtag egg drop, so I'm not gonna be able to see the chat. I gotta really pay attention then. Oh well. Nancy, Keith, what's up, y'all? Animal lover, Ariana, what's up? So for Periscope, hey Amy Lynn, for Periscope, just so you know, I have limited the chat. So if I do not follow you, you will not be able to chat on the chat room. So sorry about that, but I just can't deal with the trolls today. Hey Lisa, welcome Wendy. Oh, no problem, Keith, no problem. Miss Misfits, Becky, Chris, what's up? You can't comment. How? I'm following you. How can you not comment if I'm following you? That makes no sense. Sylvia just said she's not able to comment. The only way that could happen is if I'm not following her. Kathy Wren, what's up? How you doing, Cho? I'm not following that one. Alright, well, the only way I could undo that is if I stop the scope and start over again, and I kind of don't want to, so... But, yeah, go on Facebook. You're cool with Facebook. Hey, Justin, yeah, I told you I was going to do a Halloween scope today, so. Alright, hopefully we're all going to get educated. And again, let me put out a disclaimer, y'all. Oh, there's Sylvia on the other one. Okay, cool. I guess I don't know how I'm not following the kid one. Oh, well, whatever. Alright, so Facebook, sorry if I'm talking Periscope. Sorry about that. Let's do this. Great, I'm here. Cool, favorite holiday. Cool. Alright, so, again, there is no judgment here. I'm not saying what you can or cannot do, what you should or should not do as a Christian. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm not here to judge you. You do whatever you want. Hey, Kathy, that's not what this is about. This is not a condemning scope whatsoever. I don't want it to be. It is simply talking about this, the origin of this, what we call a holiday, the origin of the holiday. That's the sole purpose of this, not to judge. Y'all do what you want to do. Can't comment either. Oh, Chris, that's weird. Oh well. But yeah, this is not a judgment video. This is just strictly sticking with the facts and the history of this holiday, okay? So if anybody goes off on me like, oh, you're so this, whatever, you're not letting me have any fun, or whatever your opinion or idea is about it, I'm not trying to prevent you from having fun or whatever. I'm just giving you history. That's all. This is just a history lesson, y'all. Just a history lesson. If I'll be appreciated, love, 777. Okay, Cameron, we'll do it right after. All right, so Halloween, the name Halloween. Go for it. Cool. The name Halloween comes from All Hallows Eve. All Hallows Eve. The Catholic Church. Yeah, don't take offense. That's what the word says, but some people do anyway. So what you gonna do? The Periscope says broadcaster limited. Oh, so I'm not following you either? Alright, I gotta fix all that. Sorry about that, you guys. Alright, so All Hallows Eve is the original name of when they tried to Christianize it. As you know, the Catholic Church took a lot of pagan things, a lot of pagan beliefs, and holidays and events and festivals, and they tried to Christianize it. A lot of times they didn't even change a lot of the actual practices that the pagans were involved in. They just slapped some Christian labels on there and gave it a blessing, but they didn't even actually go into any effort to change a lot of the practices and beliefs. They were just trying to spread Christianity in any way, shape, or form they could. So they just pretty much threw some Christian labels on it and says, okay, this is cool now. Not pagan anymore, which is weird, but that's what the Catholic Church did. I came from the Catholic Church, so I can talk about it. Alright, so All Hallows Eve, as we know, Eve is the day before something like Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is like the day before Christmas. Well, All Hallows Eve is the day before All Hallows Day, All Saints Day, which the Catholic Church has on November the 1st, where they honor and revere all the saints. And then November the 2nd is All Souls Day, where they honor the souls that have gone on before, what they believe is purgatory. The Catholic Church believes in something called purgatory, which is a in-between state between heaven and hell. So it's not heaven, but it's not hell either. It's kind of in between. You're like a limbo kind of place where you do suffer. Again, this is a Catholic teaching. It's not in the Bible anywhere. Jesus never talked about it at any time. Okay, cool. And so basically the only thing you can do to help them, push them forward to being able to get out of purgatory, because purgatory was not permanent punishment like hell. It was temporary, but the way to help push them out of purgatory faster was to offer prayers to them, give offerings to the church, stuff like that in their name. And that would, in the mind of the Catholics, push them a little bit further towards getting out of purgatory so that they could finally go to heaven. Again, none of this is in the Bible, never mentioned by Jesus. There is no such thing as purgatory in the Bible. Jesus never mentioned it. Nobody in the Bible ever mentioned it. Totally a Catholic thing. All right, just to be clear. So, got that out the way. So, again, All Hallows Eve was the day before All Saints Day. Then there was All Saints Day, November 1st. And then November 3rd was All Souls Day. And that, again, was to help push the people in purgatory a little bit further. They said money. So, now the festival that the Druid priests in the Catholic Bible, probably in the extra books in the Old Testament. Otherwise, it's not in the rest of it, if it is mentioned in there. And they're very small books in the Catholic Bible. And in the extra books in the Bible, in the Catholic Bible, the Bible is the same whether it's Catholic or Protestant. The Catholic just has extra books in the Old Testament and very, very small books. And they could not prove anything historically that happened in those books. So that's why the Protestants took it out. The Apocrypha, exactly. So, the Celtics, they're the ones that came up with all this. The Celtics came up with all these traditions and stuff, and they were led by Druid priests, the Druids who were priests, and they would celebrate. This is now, the fall is ending and winter is approaching. They were very, very big into seasons, into celebrating seasons. Hey, Terry. They were very big into celebrating seasons, so they worshiped the sun god. So they were like, oh, the sun's going away now, and so the darkness is coming, and let's appease the sun god. So that's where kind of bonfires came in the picture, but that's for later. But they had celebrations concerning the end of the season. Yes, happy birthday, Terry. I told you on the group too. But they had celebrations concerning like darkness and death, and they would make preparations, get the final crops in. They would sacrifice animals and crops to the gods. They would burn them on bonfires. That's where bonfire thing kind of came in. They would do all that, and that was the end of fall. The festival, like festival of Samhain. Looks like it's spelled Sam Hain, but it's pronounced like Samhain or Samhain. And that festival actually lasted. Hey, Adam, that festival actually lasted. Pastor, what's up? That festival actually lasted from October 31st until November 2nd. And that was the Druid Celtic festival. And again, the Catholics came in and they tried to, probably Scott, yeah. They came in and they tried to Christianize it again. So October 31st of the 3 days became All Hallows Eve, All Saints Day on the November 1st, and then November 2nd, All Souls Day. So they tried to Christianize the pagan festival of Samhain, which became Halloween later on October 31st. And they tried to Christianize it. And that's what the Catholic Church did in a lot of things. They tried to Christianize things, anything they could do to try to push Christianity further, spread it out further, the influence further. Instead of just doing what Jesus said and laying hands on the sick and casting out devils, which would have been the best way to spread the gospel by showing it, they just doctrine, but whatever. So anyway, one of the most key important things to consider when we're talking about Halloween and why this came about and why is it important and where did people get all this stuff in the first place is on Halloween, during this festival, they believe that the veil between the living and the dead was at its very, very thinnest. The veil between the living and the dead, the veil between the physical and the spiritual was at its very, very, very thinnest. So what does that mean? That means that spirits would be able to cross over and affect the physical and affect the living. So if you have that in mind, that helps explain a lot of where this stuff comes from. So and they were fearful that spirits, if they were bad spirits, whether it was humans or whether it was demons, some people believed either or both, that they didn't want them to do bad things to them. And that's kind of where trick or treat comes from. They would do tricks. The spirits, they believe, could do tricks against you if they didn't like you. But anyway, so that's an important concept, is you got to remember that they believed, I don't believe, they believed that at this period of time during this holiday, that the veil between the spirit world and the physical world was at its very, very thinnest, so that spirits could cross over and affect us in the physical. All right, that is the background. If you need that concept first and foremost to understanding anything else about Halloween, you got to get that first. So at this time, knowing that, some people maybe who were not so afraid were like, oh, we want to use this opportunity to try to talk to our dead loved ones, to grandma, to grandpa, or whoever. They wanted to use the opportunity to talk to dead loved ones. Because again, they believed that the veil between the spirit world and the physical world was at its thinnest, so they would have more success being able to talk to the dead. So, Ouija boards, seances, witches, mediums, all that stuff is all maximized at Halloween, because they believe, again, the veil between the spirit world and the physical world was at its thinnest. Now, other people were, they weren't trying to talk to the dead. That would be me. They were like scared and like, no, ain't nobody got time for that. We don't want to talk to the dead. We don't want nothing to do with the dead. We don't want nothing to do with spirits. No. Stay away. So what they would do to try to protect themselves from the dead that they believe were walking around, dead or spirits or demons or whatever you want to call them, they would put on scary looking costumes to try in an effort to do one of two things. So again, they would put on scary looking, gruesome, grotesque, gross looking costumes to try to do either one of two things: to either scare the demons or the spirits so that they would not bother them, or to say, hey, I'm one of you guys, so you don't have to bother me, because hey, I'm not one of the humans. I'm not one of those guys that you don't like. I'm one of you guys. So it was the purpose of either scaring them or trying to say, I'm one of you, so that in an effort to say, you don't have to bother me. I'm one of y'all, or boo, I'm scaring you. Don't try to scare me. So it was like a protection thing. That's where the whole costume thing came about. Somebody said Facebook Live is louder than Periscope. Really interesting. That's very interesting. But so that's where the whole putting on costumes came about, was they were trying to protect themselves from the evil spirits that were walking around the earth, they believed. And they actually called those people that would do that called geysers. They called them geysers. They would put on a disguise, geyser. I guess that's where that word comes from. And then you got the whole, hey Danny, you got the whole jack-o'-lantern thing. So there's two schools of thought on that, and I'm not saying one is right, one is wrong. They could both be right. Amen. They could both be right. So as far as the jack-o'-lantern, there's two things. Again, it could be used as a scare tactic. Oh, it keeps crashing on you, Terry. I'm sorry. It could be used as a scare tactic. They put them all around the house, and as something to be scary. So like, hey, spirits, don't come near here because we got these scary jack-o'-lanterns. Don't come near here. It was used to try to scare the spirits away from them so that they wouldn't come to bother them or cause them harm or hurt or anything like that. That was one thing. Then the other tradition is that there actually was a guy named Jack, that he was such a trickster that he was able more than once to actually capture and trick the devil. They both could be wrong or they both could be right. Yeah, I don't know. But he actually was able to, this is the jack-o'-lantern thing. There was a guy named Jack that was so tricky that he could actually trick the devil and entrap him. He would entrap him, and then eventually the devil would actually get released, but he would trap him for a time, and so the devil couldn't stand the guy. Like there was one that said, he told the devil, there were some people coming for him, whatever, and he told coming for them, and he said, turn yourself into a coin. The people wanted money from him. He was in debt to them. He goes, turn yourself into a coin, and then I'll put you in my wallet, and then when they come for payment, I'll give you to them, and then you could, turn yourself back to whatever and do whatever you want to do. He was like, okay, I'm down with that. So he does it. This is the tradition. You've read the former. Yeah, I've heard both. And so he transformed himself to a coin. Then the guy, Jack, puts him in the wallet, but in the wallet there was a cross, and then the cross traps him. Again, this is all tradition. I don't believe physical things could trap a spirit. I think that's stupid, but so that's another thing. So the devil couldn't stand him. He couldn't stand him because of that. So when it came time for him to die, God didn't want him because he was not a good dude. Again, this is all the tradition. The devil didn't want him because the devil was ticked off at him. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to send you back to earth. You're not coming to hell. You're not welcome here either. So you're just going to have to roam the earth. And he gave him like a little bit of a piece of ember of fire from a hellfire, fire from hell. And that's where we get the whole thing of putting a candle inside of the jack-o'-lantern thing. So that's the other tradition. That's the other tradition of jack-o'-lantern. So it's like saying, hey, jack-o'-lantern, if you put jack-o'-lanterns around your house, and so in this version of the story, they would be like, hey, I'm pro-Jack. I'm on your side, dude. See? I'm honoring you. I'm on your side, So they don't want Jack to bother them and cause them problems. So, and originally they used turnips. Turnips. They didn't have like pumpkins like we have in America. Once all these traditions came to America, they didn't use turnips anymore. They used I almost said pineapples. What did I say? Did I say pineapples? Lord have mercy. Pumpkins. So they used pumpkins because pumpkins were they were bigger, they were easier to work with, bigger to carve stuff into. So it switched from using turnips to pumpkins. Hey, Sean, what's up? So that's how that tradition got started. It came into America in the late 19th century is when all the stuff started coming into America, all these ideas and traditions. A lot of Irish people started coming in, people from Britain, Northern England, and actually in Ireland in 1846 there was this potato famine apparently, and so a lot of people, because of that famine, they left Ireland to come to America for better opportunities, and so they left their country. They still had all these traditions, so they brought all these traditions to America. So again, I talked about the bonfires. That was, again, they offered up sacrifices, animal sacrifices, and crops to the sun god to show they're on their side. And please, sun, they want the sun. We know, you're going away for a while, but sun god, please come back. And so they do the bonfires. And that's where that craziness came from. But the Europeans also brought like parties and parades. And in the European tradition, during these events, they would like to tell ghost stories to each other and also do pranks. They would do pranks to each other. So the whole thing about ghost stories and pranks, that came from European people coming over, and they brought those traditions also into the mix as well. Let's see what else I got here. And notice that fear is a big theme, right? Fear is like one of the biggest themes of Halloween. And as a Christian, we know that God's not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Wow, $6.9 billion in 2015 was spent, Sylvia says. That's crazy. Unbelievable. Between candy and costumes, it's a big moneymaker. And scary movies. Like, why do all the scary movies get shown mostly at Halloween? Because it's a big fear, it's a big theme in Halloween. And again, God's not giving us a spirit of fear, but of power, of love, and a sound mind. Fear is the opposite of faith. It's contrary to faith. Just putting that out there. No judgment. Anton LaVey, the leader of the Satanist Church, the Church of Satan, says after one's own birthday, the highest two satanic holidays are Walpurgisnacht, whatever that is. I don't even know what that is. Jesus. And Halloween. So as far as Satanists go, Halloween is one of the very high holidays of a Satanist. What about what about witchcraft? Witches were considered pagans too. They originally could have been like healers and stuff like that, people that knew about herbs and medicines, how to get people well. But then it turned into like, oh, maybe you're working with the evil side, evil one, and people start to turn against certain women, and they call them hags, and they started getting bad rap. And then, but again, like all the Salem witches and stuff, they killed all these people for no reason because they probably weren't even witches anyway. That's a whole nother story. I'm not even gonna talk about that because that's not directly dealing with Halloween. But that's actually pretty much what I have for you guys. A lot of other stuff is already known. I tried to bring stuff that maybe was not known, but like we know that it's all about fear. We know that all the scary movies come out now and people love it. They love to be scared for some reason. Hocus Pocus, the witches were witches. Yep, I know. But I'm going to leave you with a couple of scriptures I have here. 3rd book of John, 1:11 says, follow not that which is evil, but that which is good. That's one verse. And then 1 Thessalonians 6:22 says to abstain from all appearance of evil. Abstain from all appearance of evil. So, I mean, that's really all I have for you guys. That's about it. I just wanted to give you some background, some history, some stuff maybe you did not know about. But, yeah, the main concept, how all these came about, again, was the belief that the veil between the living and the dead, the spiritual world and the physical world, was the thinnest at this time of the year. And so all these other traditions came about as a result of all of that. So, yeah, that is it, you guys. That's pretty much all I have for you. Satan comes in many forms, especially Halloween. Yeah, you can. Oh, you're welcome, Amy Lynn. You're welcome. Allie, how are you? God bless you. I haven't seen you forever. If you're still there on Facebook. But, yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Anybody have anything they want to add to it? Oh, no problem, Amy. No problem. Anybody want to add anything to it or anything, or comment or say anything else before I go? But that's pretty much all I got. That's pretty much all I got. So if you came in late and you missed it, just catch the replay. Obviously you could watch everything I said. But yeah, that's all I got. If anybody has any other comments or whatever, it seems like every Satan's holiday is being spread more and more. See you later for song. Yep. Yo, Tony, what's up? What's up, Tony? I'm just finishing, actually. I just pretty much finished. You have to catch the replay, bro. I need to write bigger. I realize I have a lot more room to write on this thing. This thing is so huge. Yes, Amber, of course. When have I not done it since October of last year? Chainbreaker, yes he is. So anyway, guys, that's it. Again, last call. Anybody have anything you want to add to it? Comment. I don't want it to be like a huge question and answer thing, because then we'll be here forever. But schools teach. Yes, schools celebrate Halloween. Businesses, they even do Halloween. They have costume parties, contests for the best costumes. I've been in jobs where they did that. I'm like, oh, I can't do it. Nope, can't do it. But yeah, so everybody's quiet, so I guess we're done then. That's fine with me, because I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to try to take a nap for a couple hours before I come back for the reading tonight and the song. So, but I hope you guys got something out of it. Yes, I'm going to take a nap. Exactly. Halloween is okay, but Christmas, you can't do Christmas. Costumes okay, but not wearing witches or vampires. Again, the whole point of wearing costumes was to scare away the demons so that they wouldn't bother you. That was the whole point of wearing costumes in the first place. So, but again, no judgment here. Dia de Muerto, like the Mexican stuff that they do. Yeah, I saw a little bit about that, but I didn't really delve deep into that at all, to be honest with you. But I'm trying to stick with the more American and the more origin-y stuff. Celebrating Mexico, yeah. But yeah, again, no judgments. You guys do whatever you want to do. No judgments here. I won't judge you. A lot of church doing stuff, yeah. You guys do what you want to do. If you're gonna dress up, I ain't gonna judge you. If you want to bring your kids candy, I ain't gonna judge you. I'm not here to judge. God is the judge. I am not Holy Spirit Jr. He's the one that's supposed to talk to you and speak to you and convince you of whatever you need to do with your life. I'm not Holy Spirit Jr. That's his job, not mine. So all I'm doing is presenting information, and you guys do with it whatever you want to do. All right. So, all right. I think I am done, y'all. Justin said he's going to dress up. All right, cool. All right. So that's it, y'all. I am done. I will see you guys later tonight. Hope you hope you're having a good Saturday. If you're watching this on Saturday, unless you're watching this on a replay. Do you know Periscope saves 200 videos now? And Facebook, of course, saves everything forever. Wow, you know, somebody whose entire company is closing for Halloween. That's so crazy. Wow, wow. All right, y'all, so that's it. I'm out of here. I will see you guys later, a couple hours from now, more or less. Baptism tomorrow at 3 p.m. Are you getting baptized, or are you attending a baptism? It is crazy, yeah. But I will definitely see you guys later on for the reading and for the song. Hopefully you guys could come back if you're not too busy. You and your daughters. Keith, that's so awesome. Is anybody going to Periscope it? That would be awesome. I'd love to see that. If you could, that would be awesome. But that's it, y'all. It must be a Christian company. Oh, cool, Keith. That's awesome. That's awesome. Awesome. All right, so if you don't know who I'm talking about, I got Facebook and Periscope. I got both of y'all, so I'm talking to one or the other, if you don't know what I'm talking about. 3 p.m. Central. For me, that's 4 p.m. Cool, cool. All right, I will see you guys later. I hope you liked it. If you missed it, just catch the replay. Get all the info again, like Hobby Lobby, exactly. All right, I will see you guys later tonight, hopefully. If not, I'll see you when I see you. All right, love you guys. See you in a little bit or a little later. Bye-bye. See you for now.